How's everybody doing? I'm going to make one more tutorial, and I think this is probably going to be it, because I believe I've done everything you can do with Openwrt bridge-wise and repeater-wise. And this tutorial is going to be called Configuring Openwrt as a Bridged Repeater. And as a bridged repeater, you're going to be using the DHCP server that's on the repeater to hand out all the IPs. Also, you're going to be behind a WAN port, a wireless WAN. So everything you got behind that WAN port, you cannot see beyond that. But everything behind it, you can. The only thing you're going to be getting through that wireless WAN is internet. But on your main router, it's going to be a separate subnet. Even if you did turn it to the same subnet, you probably get errors, and you still won't be able to see because the WAN and the NAT and the firewall ain't going to let you because it's designed to do that. But this is the easiest, simplest bridged repeater that you can do. It doesn't hardly take no time. But there's going to be two DHCP servers working. One on your main router or your ISP supplied, whatever they supplied you with, and the DHCP server on your bridged repeater router is going to be working. Okay, let's get started. And the login is 192.168.1.1. Log in. First thing you do is go to administration, give it a password, and don't forget your password. And click save and apply. Alright, go to network, go to Wi-Fi, scan. Alright, this is the main router. This is the Openwrt repeater that's across the street at the wife's parents' house. I don't know who this is. Alright, let's click join. Alright, the WPA phrase, this is the wireless phrase. It needs to be a hexadecimal. If it's a hexadecimal, I believe you'll be okay. Because if you just slop something in there, it might screw things up and you're going to be wondering why. Alright, just make it a hexadecimal. Okay, now this time the WAN port's going to be a wireless WAN, and it's going to be the WAN, wireless WAN. And right here it's already checked, WAN 6, it's right here, it's in the red, and just leave it. Okay, click submit, and then just set it up. 30 dBm is too much. I always like to put them 22. And it's already automatically put into SSID of your main router, whatever your main device is supplying internet. Mine is TP-Link 143ND client mode, and this right here is the MAC address to this router right here. And it's already checked for you, WWAN, so that looks good. Click save and apply. Now this thing automatically, whatever your wireless code setup is, it automatically throws it in there for you. Like mine is a WPA-PSK. It already threw it in there for you. If you want to change this, you're going to have to change it on your main router first. And then once it sets up, you can do this again, and it'll automatically throw it in there. But when I set up the repeater, since it's going to be behind the WAN, you could use any kind of wireless security you want. You can, security WPSK, WPA2 PSK, WPA/PSK mixed. But before you could change this, you're going to have to change it on your main router, because all of a sudden, I want my encryption to be different. You change it right here, it ain't going to do no good, because it probably won't let me pick it up because everything's different. You're going to have to change it on your main router and do this again. And then if you set it up to PSK WPA to PSK, as soon as you redo this, it'll pop up there, WPA to PSK. It automatically reads what kind of code you got, and then here's the key, and you put that in there, and that logs on to it. If everything lines up okay, then it'll log on to your main router, and everything's cool and groovy. All right, that looks good. That looks good. That looks good. Okay. Now let's go to network interface. Okay, right here is the WWAN, and it's already gave it the IP. This right here gave from IP from my main router in the house. It's already gave it an IP 192.168.0 147/24. And this right here is all. This part's all set up, ready to go. And this is all we're going to use the Lucid for, just to create this interface right here. We don't do nothing to the LAN. Just leave everything alone and exit out. Okay, if y'all didn't watch any of my videos, I'm real partial to WinSCP. I really like WinSCP. WinSCP is real cool, groovy. Fire up WinSCP. The protocol is SCP, and this right here is the login, 192.168.1.1. Port 22, username, root, and whatever password you gave it. Put it right there. Log in. Click the update button. And you're in. Okay. You need to go to ECT config and go to the wireless file and right click it and click edit. And this is all the stuff we just put into Lucy. The only reason I'm going to do it Lucy, I could do it manual like this, type it in, but it's a lot quicker. If you do it in Lucy, it already put it here for you. It's like, this interface we created is, Wi-Fi interface, network, WAN, and this SSID, that's our main router we're using. The encryption is PSK. Device is Radio 0. The mode is STA. And this right here is the BSSID, the MAC address, and the key. Okay. There we go. Where is my... where's my configs at? Hold on, everybody. Let me find my configs. Configs. Right there. Repeater, bridge, repeater. There they are. These are the super duper configs. Let's take a look at them. Configure Wi-fi-iface interface. Now look right up here at the first thing. Now yours might not be like mine right here. Yours might be, it's possible it could be Radio 1, but I ain't never seen, I always seen them Radio 0. But look right up here, the Wi-Fi device Radio 0. If it's Radio 0 up here, just make it Radio 0 right here. You'll be okay. And second option mode is AP, stands for access point. Option SSID is Openwrt repeater number 3. And I'm going to go ahead and encryption on this one right here. You can put in any different encryption you want, PSK 2 or whatever, you can change it. Right here. This right here's option key. It's identical to my other one. The only reason I do it now, you can make you another one. But when you log on to the repeater, you're going to have to use the key that you put right here. And also the last one, option network LAN. Then just copy it. Copy. And paste. Alright, that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. Okay. Click the save button. Close that out. Close that out. Send a query. And that's it. And guess what, folks? That's it. We have just configured this router as a bridged repeater. Y'all probably sit back saying, oh really? Does it work? Alright, let's give it a try and see if it works. Now I'm just testing to see if the LAN part works right now. And okay, that looks pretty good. And it popped up okay. And right there is Openwrt wireless site. That worked. Let's check out Mozilla. Okay, that works. That works. Let's see. It's my Spark Fun. And that's my Spark Fun stuff. There's old Jim Baker. Let's take a look at old Jim. Good old Jim Baker. There's old Jim Baker and his new wife. Good for him. Okay, the LAN part is working. Now, let's check if the repeater part is working. Also, let's take a quick look and be sure I didn't get no IP from my main router, because subnet on my main router is 192.168.0. And my repeater router DHCP server is going to be handed out 192.168.1 is the subnet. Let's check. And the DHCP server is in the range 192.168.1. And the login altogether, you put this all together, that's what logs in, and it gave it my PC, this right here. So the DHCP server on the repeater router is what's working, is what's gave my PC this IP. But what it is, I'm getting the internet through my main router in the house, and it's coming through the wireless WAN, and it's working. And that's right there's okay. Now let's see if the repeater part is working. Let me unplug this. I'm on this bridged repeater. I'm going to walk across the room and I'm going to plug up another router and log into it. I'll be right back. All right, this repeater that this isn't a router. This is a range extender, but I got it set up as a bridged range extender. So it should give it an IP from the main router in the house, and I'm going to switch it over and log on to the repeater radio. Just give it a second. There it goes. Now, I got this one as a client. Well, I got it set up as a client bridge. And this right here's got its IP from the main router. Now, let's log onto the repeater radio. Okie dokie. Let's scan. Alright, this is our main router, and this is Openwrt repeater number 3. And this repeaters that's across the yard at parents' house, and I don't know who this is. Let's log on to this Openwrt repeater number 3. Let's join this one. Okay. Since the access keys are the same, ain't too much to remember, but you could change them. They can be different. You could put what you want, and set up the protocol that you want. But I recommend you, I really do, it would be a hexadecimal key. Just don't slop something in there. If it's a hexadecimal, that'd be cool and groovy. Most of the time, if you got an ISP device delivered, it's already got a key on it, and you can use that. Let me start all over again. I went to run in my mouth and got mixed up here. And that looks all cool and groovy. That looks cool and groovy. SSID, Openwrt repeater number 3. That's the maintenance WLAN. Save and apply. Okay, that's pretty much it. Let's take a look and see if it's going to give me another. It should be in the subnet range 192.168.1, because I'm going to be getting the IP from the repeater radio. Okie dokie. Let me go back into it again. This happens quite a bit sometimes. I don't think I put my key in the right way. No problem. Let me just do it again. Alright. Okay, edit. Wireless. Do this one more time. Save and apply. Okay. Let me reboot this thing. Let's get right there. It went. And the DHC, I just had to reboot this range extender. And DHCP server is 192.168.1.1. This is the repeater radio. Now let's see if I got internet with the repeater radio. Right there it is. I'm using the repeater radio on the router I just configured, and the repeater radio is working okie dokie. This is a very simple setup, and there's other people, you know, I watched a couple of videos on YouTube where, you know, they didn't use WinSCP or nothing. They just went into GUI, created another interface, and everything worked okay. You can do it like that, or you can do it like this. Let me see what else we got on here. What's that? Okay, this is some of my Arduino stuff again. Arduino. Yep, that's Arduino. Okay, folks, the repeater is working great, and I'm using the DHCP server on the repeater radio, and that's what gave me this IP right here, and it's working. If you want to set it up like that, it's very simple. There are some other videos on YouTube where you can do it all through Lucy, but this is the way I did it, and you pretty much saw it's fairly simple, it's just straightforward, no big deal. But you can't make one big monster network out of this. You know, this right here is just a simple bridged repeater. If you want to link all your stuff together, you know, if you got 2 or 3, 4 computers in the house and you want to link them all together so y'all can, you know, share information, I suggest y'all set it up as a client bridge or a client bridge repeater. But this right here is a simple way. If you just want internet and you want a bridge with the internet with the repeater, this is a very simple, easy way to do it. Okay, folks, I hope y'all learned something, and this is probably going to be the last video I make having anything to do with repeater or bridging. I believe I've done all I could do with Openwrt, repeating and bridging and all that other stuff. Hope y'all learned something. Y'all have a great day, and bye-bye.